Welcome back to another episode of Light Beer, Dark Money. I'm Sean Noble.
I'm Chris Clements.
So I am freshly back from your old alma mater.
I can't whistle today. That's like it's okay.
It's okay. USC.
It's all good.
You can see your.
Yes, my fair helmet in the background. If
And
I move my head just
I
so.
was given.
Move my head just so.
I was given a nice gift of the.
That's great.
A water bottle.
The new Annenberg is really cool with the media wall in the lobby there.
Yeah,
because it used
That
to
whole
just be
building is
over like kind of in the Grove, what they call
Right.
the Grove over there by Bovard Auditorium in the administration, and nice little school communications. Now it's this big thing.
Yeah,
it's fantastic.
No, it's a real operation.
Oh, yeah.
and a great building.
What
And
they've done to that school is nothing short of
It is-
incredible.
so I love the campus of USC.
Oh, yeah.
it's just so much.
I loved it when
so
I was
great
there,
just to
and
walk
now when I
around.
walk through it, I'm like, I want to go back to school. And that happens like every football season. You're walking through campus, and we usually do a tailgate there on campus with one of the groups, and it's right next to Bovard, and the song girls and the band come,
Yeah.
and walking through, and you see all the new stuff. You're like, gosh, this is so
it's-
great. I wish we had this when I was here. But there was a certain charm the way it was back then, too.
Sure. I mean, it is a quintessential university campus.
Well, for sure, we wish we had USC Village, which is now like this. Just we had like 3-2 Market and a couple little bars and Bank of America across the street on Hoover and Jefferson, and now there's this whole complex of a dining hall and residential and new bars and restaurants and a Trader Joe's.
Yeah.
I walk over there, I'm like, oh, this is not right, but it's great.
Well, it's as I've talked about on the podcast before. I each time the class, it's called campaign communications, and it's
Which
taught by
you are somewhat of an expert.
a little bit, perhaps. It's taught by Professor Michael Wissett, and he is. I was digging around as I was getting prepared again, because I go back each time he has this class to guest lecture, and he gets rave reviews.
Does he?
From his students? He's
That's
not
great.
an easy teacher.
No,
But-
I mean,
but
the good ones
They
aren't.
love him. They love him, and it's really cool to see. This is a 400 level class, so it's
How many kids in the class?
they're between 10 and 15 usually.
Oh,
I
okay.
think.
So it's not a big
about,
lecture
They're
or
about
anything like
14 or
that.
15. No, they're about and it's a pretty intimate setting, and it's I get the whole hour and 50 minutes.
Oh, wow.
And so I'll talk for a few minutes, and really I just say, look, just ask me questions, because I want to be able to tell you things that
So you don't get up there and make a big speech
no.
about the political process as it pertains to
No, because
communications.
they're getting a semester, and the way I look at when you look at his syllabus,
Yeah.
that semester class is giving these kids a couple years worth of college
Yeah.
experience,
Oh, that's great.
because that one class will prepare them for whatever they want to do, because he's a master communicator,
That's great.
and it's not just politics. He's good at this, and he's got an MBA. He went to U of A MBA, got a
Went to Eller. Yeah.
yeah, went to got a master's for international business from Thunderbird,
Okay.
and he taught at Pepperdine for a number of years before he now is an adjunct at
Hung out in
USC.
Malibu and then decided to embrace his call to
But
the
he
inner
is,
city.
but he's also
Probably still lives in Malibu if he's smart.
I don't think he lives in Malibu, but I got to know him because he was, at the time that I got to know him, he was working for Frank Luntz.
Oh, okay.
And so, someone
Good guy to work for.
And he's worked for Frank. He did 2 stints with Luntz. He worked for John McCain for the presidential campaign. And just a solid guy. Just slightly younger than us,
Okay.
like 4 or 5 years.
Well,
Yeah.
we're old.
But yeah.
We're getting up there.
But we did the class. We went to Tommy's and had a burger. And
Did you go to Tommy's?
we went to Tommy's.
You went all the way up to Rampart?
We went to Tommy's, somewhere not far from downtown in the stadium.
No. It's you cruise up Vermont and it's right there on Rampart. I did that many an evening.
Yeah. So, and then went to Dodger Stadium. It was
Nice.
awesome. It was
Oh,
awesome.
so you went to the game last
Yeah.
night and saw them lose?
Yeah, I saw them
What the
lose.
heck?
Yeah, it was
They
a bummer. They
we-
swept
we-
the
we-
Diamondbacks. And
Yeah,
then,
they sweep the Diamondbacks, but we digress right now. But they cannot start off a game by hitting. Like you guys have got to bring the bats early.
Yeah.
And they're getting last night they got way too far behind, and then
And the
their
Guardians
bats failed them.
Man, they had some serious defense.
Yeah,
We had a lot of good hits stolen
yeah.
from us.
Well, that's great that you went to Dodger Stadium. Then you had your Dodger dog grilled, right?
I didn't because I
You-
was full on.
you're full on
Tommy's.
Tommy's.
Yeah.
Did you have the chili cheeseburger?
I had chili hamburger.
Yeah,
I,
that's
I
right.
don't like the cheese.
You don't like the cheese?
But I had the cheese. Oh yeah, I had to, you can't go there and
No,
do
you
the original.
can't.
You
It's
gotta
just
do the
it's a
chili.
gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
That was great.
Even I remember that.
It was great.
I think did I take Preston there when he was young? I think I did, and he loved it.
It's so
Yeah.
classic. I mean, it's just it's iconic.
Yeah.
Go to places.
Well, especially the original.
Yeah.
If you go to the original Tommy's, it is iconic.
So so the class was great. The questions are always fantastic.
Yeah. So yeah. Were some of the stuff that they asked you?
Well, there was a
Dark money.
There was we talked a little bit about that.
Anything about light beer?
Oh yeah, talking about light beer.
Okay.
The fact that light beer was a graduate of USC, seemed to like that. And there was a young lady who's from New York and asked about, how 9/11 impacted me and the country,
Oh wow.
and that's a tough one to get through because I get very emotional.
Wow.
She made me cry.
Well, that's a very introspective, thoughtful question.
It is.
For a generation now that has
She wasn't
no
even
recollection.
born.
Yeah, has
She
no
wasn't even
recollection
born.
of that.
I mean, that's the crazy. It's almost 25 years ago.
yeah,
25
no
years ago this
recollection
year.
of that.
And
I mean, Gracie was just born.
Yeah.
that in May of that year.
right. That was right before. I guess it was 6 months before Jenna was born.
Yeah, it's amazing how our brains immediately go back to where we were, what we were doing, what the week looked like. I remember all of it
Well, and it
like it was yesterday.
It did give me a chance to talk about how much unity the country had
Yeah, that's
immediately following. And yes, we made mistakes afterwards with what happened in Iraq and Afghanistan and the long drawn out wars and I get that. But it then led to a conversation about it gives us a chance to reflect on the greatness of this country because we were founded by imperfect men who created a system that works very well as long as we build upon it. We don't tear down the foundations, we build on the foundations.
Yeah.
And we stand on the shoulders of those that came before us.
How was that received?
It was better received
because that's a different perspective than I think they're probably getting.
I'm sure. But it seemed to
I mean, USC used to be a relatively conservative school, now not so much.
Yeah. There was no pushback.
There was no pushback, really.
I think it was well received. And I think in part because, when I go to a class like that, they know I'm conservative, but they also know that I'm willing to take whatever question they want to ask.
Yeah.
I'm willing to have the debate, but to be civil about it.
Sure.
Because ultimately at the end of the day, our shared common humanity demands that we be civil.
Yeah.
And I wanted to make the point that those that want to tear down the institutions or tear down the memories or tear down the foundations built by the founders, that's not how we make progress, because the goal was a more perfect union.
Yeah.
It wasn't, hey, we're perfect. We're not perfect. We're still
No.
not perfect, but we have the ability to strive to become a more perfect union.
Well, and the strives that we made over time reflect that far more than any other country on earth.
Exactly.
And that was led by the founders' commitment to one principle, faith.
Yeah.
and what their faith informed them of.
Right.
And so that's what they kept at the forefront.
And that's such a great point because
they all of them exercised their faith in different ways. Had different understandings of their
Yes.
faith. Thomas Jefferson versus John Adams versus
George
Washington, who was, I mean, in terms of being the father of the country, you can honestly say in some of his writings and his speeches, I mean, God played a massive part in his life.
And you know what's interesting, and it just dawned on me just now.
Just a recognition of the Creator.
Yeah, a recognition of Creator and a recognition of God's children. He wrote a letter to a colony of Jewish settlers saying, Jews will always be welcome here.
Yeah.
I mean, it was, we really were built on the Judeo-Christian
Absolutely.
philosophy.
And the people in this country who deny that or want to discount that just don't know history.
No, and it's not that it's not
fundamentally
that we say,
America is a Judeo-Christian country.
Yeah, I mean, built upon the Judeo-Christian values, and that does. And what that actually means is that we have great religious freedom, so you can be anything.
Yeah,
you can be anything.
Yeah,
I mean that's what's amazing. But your point about the one thing that they all focused on was their faith, because it was a recognition that rights come from God. They do not come from men.
Such a radical, turn in today's.
Well, it was it was radical then.
Oh, it's completely radical then.
Really not that radical now.
It isn't, but it's become
that. It's radical.
Yeah.
Right?
And as we enter this season that we're about to enter now, the spring and the summer, the celebration of the 250th year of our country, I think that value needs to be trumpeted more than anything.
Yeah.
It absolutely must.
Well, and I know we're going to show some clips from over the weekend. And that's great. Because one of the things that I love about the fact that we live in the greatest country in the world is that we can have a protest day called No Kings.
When we don't have a king.
When we don't have a king.
And if we
can actually have the protest.
And if we had a king, they'd all be in jail.
That's right. They can't. We literally have in our most recent memory of a few months ago, an example of people trying to protest their dictator and being killed as a result of that.
Some 30 to 40,000
in Iran.
Yeah.
And here in America, we are demonstrating to the world that we can protest and we're fine.
Well, and the Atlantic of all publications had like an article the other day that where are the protests on campuses? It was beginning with that question, and I made a comment online about it. I said, well, the Iranians and the Qatarians aren't funding them anymore.
Right.
So until Mr. Soros, who was very involved with the protests over the weekend, and everyone else gets on board, I guess they're not going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, well, they're doing the No Kings protest, and God bless them. I am so happy that they're able to go out there and express themselves.
Yes, these 70, 80-year-old women and men who are lost in the 70s and 60s and just can't get over Woodstock. I'm so happy for them.
It's fine. I don't even care.
And I know one of them. She's a dear, dear part of my life. And she was out there all morning with her big Trump sign.
And good for her, because again,
and I know she's listening, but I'm not going to tell her. I'm not going to say
I mean,
her name.
I really do. It warms my heart to watch these people express themselves so freely and without
How
fear.
many countries in the world can you go out on the streets of a major city with the symbol of oppression, the true symbol of oppression, the hammer and sickle, and nothing happens?
Yeah.
Except for maybe other Democrats looking around going, I didn't sign up for this.
Well, I'm sure there were some people who were like,
I don't know about this. Maybe.
Wait a minute. Right. But let's stop talking and let's show.
Roll the tape.
All right, let's roll the tape. Here is looks like we're in Times Square.
There is only one solution. Working class revolution. Working class revolution.
Solution. There is
Bought and
gosh,
paid for by probably some of your tax dollars as
amazing.
well.
Yeah, I absolutely no question
Absolutely.
about that.
And these NGOs who are
But-
funding this.
The solution is a
Communist revolution. And these people are looking around like, okay, what are we saying? Yay.
I mean,
Hey, my wire information is here, and I expect to be paid for this. Thank you. Appreciate you.
okay.
Please pay me. Wait, I didn't. Wait, it's not on my app. I don't see it. I'm not going to sit here with this flag.
Why aren't you paying me?
You're not going to pay me.
So we had the communist flags and the communist chants,
and
then we get some. I don't even know what this is.
well, this is a CNN report that tries to make light of the many costumes that people wore, to make light of what they're doing, not take things too seriously, to scare away the moderates in our fair republic.
Okay, here we go.
It's dinosaur costumes, frog costumes, flamingos, papier-mâché heads. This No King's Day has just been very, very silly. And a lot of people are leaning into that silliness. They say that this is helping get the message across in a way that is non-threatening. And it's not just here in Los Angeles. We're talking about across the country, different kinds of expressions of that silliness. One of them is in Houston with the Constitution float, where hundreds of people gathered, and under that We the People banner marched down the streets. In San Francisco, the royal theme, as drag queens on stilts walked the streets. And then in Chicago, we saw another baby Trump. In Minnesota, it was a giant megaphone that protesters held up. In Washington, D.C., bobbleheads made out of papier-mâché showing Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, and other parts of his cabinet, as well as a pink frog popping out of that crowd. All of this just showing that organizers and protesters have been trying to lean into that silliness to make all of this a little bit less serious.
So
I
if we
don't know
make
that- do they
ourselves
want
look
it?
like fools,
Do they want to make it silly? That seems counterproductive.
No, I think it's all part of the Communist Manifesto that they're following, whatever that is. They're No King's Manifesto.
It does seem a little bit of a cognitive dissonance to have chanting about a communist revolution and then the silliness of these costumes.
Yeah, there's a huge disconnect with all of it, but just remember that it's all bought and paid for by your tax dollars, ladies and
A
gentlemen.
lot of it is no question.
Completely.
There's some,
And the whole thing, and I've heard some commentary on this of them, saying we're defending the Constitution. They could give a rat's ass about the Constitution.
I don't know, maybe.
No,
They definitely care about the
because you
Bill of
know when
Rights,
the
free
communists
speech.
take over, they're not going to care about the Constitution.
Well,
Believe me.
I mean, clearly, if you're calling for a communist revolution, you don't have any feeling about
The idea,
sacred nature
what we
of
were
the
just talking
Constitution.
about, the idea of faith leaning into Judeo-Christian values is a disconnect from the communists.
Yeah.
The Marxists and the communists and the Islamists as well. We
Well,
saw lots of people out there, yay Hamas, flying Iranian flags.
Yeah. Well,
Pictures of the Ayatollah.
a lot of I mean,
Lord.
the original Iranian flag that's been flown for the Iranian people against the regime. I don't think there are very many. I would be surprised if there were very many Iranians who are Ayatollah who were at these rallies.
No, I would doubt that.
Because I think they understand what it's like to live under a dictator.
The vast majority of people were at these rallies were grandma and grandpa reliving.
So it did skew old.
It did.
Boomers,
they're getting
that
have
last,
to get it in
the last bit of
protest. Trump, and what it really proves is that Trump has broken them.
Well,
in
there's
so many ways.
There is no
The
question.
TDS is just running rampant.
That there is no
amongst
question
the elderly.
that TDS is real.
Did
I
you see
don't
any of
quite
the protests
understand.
around town?
I
Did you go
didn't.
by any of them?
No.
I saw the one that was kind of breaking up around Scottsdale Road and Camelback.
Okay.
They had barriers there and everything, and there were a lot of older people.
Yeah.
And then the younger people around there were all the all the bachelorettes with their shirts and everything on out, and they were just there to watch
It's
everything.
like, hey, good people watching.
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
But I mean, electorally, what do you think this translates to? I mean, do you think it has any impact at all, or do you think it in fact does the opposite?
Well, I don't. It doesn't help the Democrats
Okay,
because I don't think
they
that,
think it does.
But I really think that if you are a strategist for, let's pick here in Arizona where we're going to have some competitive races,
Yeah.
right? So District 1, it appears that Amish Shah
Yes.
is likely to be the Democratic nominee for Congress. Now, I don't know that I've ever even met Amish Shah personally. I'm aware that he used to be a state legislator. He's a doctor.
Yeah, I was going to say Dr. Amish Shah.
Dr. Amish Shah. But I don't think that he believes that being tied to a communist revolution is helpful for him to win in
No.
CD1.
No, not in CD1,
Not in CD1. And so
which is getting redder, not bluer.
it is getting redder. It's interesting.
Does he want to be, associated with dancing frogs?
I don't know. Is he with the flamingos?
Is he with the flamingos?
Yeah, I don't know.
Amish Shah.
Maybe he's with the bobbleheads.
Dancing flamingo.
So really, he has to decide: does he take this seriously, like communist revolution, or is he going to lean in on the silly with the dancing?
Well,
and I mean, I'm being
and
a little bit
that is the
facetious,
big
but-
danger with the midterms in general, and that is, candidates matter. We've said that on
Yes.
the show several times, and candidates on the Republican side and on the Democratic side are going to matter across the country. And if on the Democratic side they decide to nominate more communist, Marxist, leftists, it's that won't translate well to the general.
Right. So here in Arizona, with so the two big races. Well, there's a third, Juan's race, but
Juan's race.
Who is the Democrat in Juan? Is it the same person who ran against him last time?
No, it's a different person.
Different
and
person.
I'm blanking on her name.
I'm assuming she's not a communist sympathizer, because that wouldn't bode well for
Well,
her.
not in the general, but I mean, if she's tacking, it's Pima County, it's the People's Republic.
Right, but does she have competition in the primary, or is she?
Yeah, there are some people in the
Oh,
primary.
are there? Okay, because Amish is in a primary, but I think that since he was the nominee last time, he's got a pretty good shot at getting it this time.
Yeah,
But then you have Katie Hobbs, who doesn't have a Democratic primary.
she's just raising money right and left.
Yeah, but I can't
Going
believe
wherever the
for a
iPad tells her.
second that Katie Hobbs would lean in on the communist sympathizers.
Well, you never know.
I mean, it would be a little bit risky.
Well, I mean, in terms of what that represents, it represents, maybe 5 to 8% of the party, but that's the loudest voice
It's
in
the
the party.
loudest. It's the one that everybody sees.
Yeah, and it's the most visual. And so, it goes back to: is there a moderate Democrat? They'll tact. We saw what happened in Virginia with the governor's race.
Right.
She embraced moderation, but then once elected, it was full speed ahead on some really radical policies that will be detrimental not only for the state but also for their chances in the election going forward.
Yeah. Okay, so let's watch this. This just popped into my head.
Oh yeah, let's do this.
Let me see
This
if we
is
can pull this one up. Hang on just a second. So I think this is what I was looking for.
Me of the Democratic coalition. I saw people flying the hammer and sickle. Pretty representative to me of the Democratic coalition. I saw people flying the hammer and sickle in New York City. I saw Hezbollah flags. I saw Hamas flags. I saw Palestinian flags. I saw trans signs. I see weirdo liberal boomers out there. This is pretty representative of the Democratic coalition, and that's who funds it as well, by the way. And so I think if America looks at this and says, what do the two parties stand for? They got it at the No Kings.
Yeah.
Scott Jennings, our buddy.
I think he nailed it.
He completely nails it. You even had some people nodding their heads, and the other people are like,
Yeah, the Democrats on
You
the
might be
panel were
right.
like, "Oh, I don't want to hear this."
But it definitely, again, it's a small piece of it, but it's the loudest piece, and they're going to continue to have these. It's election year, so you're going to have Black Lives Matter rallies. You're going to have all this stuff happening.
Yeah.
Especially when the weather improves.
Yes. At least, well, won't be so much here because it gets so friggin' hot.
Yeah.
And it's been too hot. Too soon. Too soon.
Way too soon.
Too soon.
Way too soon, which means like April, we're going to get snow. It just, I mean, seriously, it always
You think you're
happens
gonna have
that
a
way.
cold snap in April?
Well, when does it not happen?
Yeah, that's true.
Every March when it's like 85, 90 degrees, and then
does.
April we get a cold blast from the north or something like
Yeah.
that. And it's like,
Well,
what
and
the what?
it's crazy because 2 years
And then the
ago-
trees die.
Yeah,
You're like, what the heck?
Right. I mean, we're gonna. It could impact our citrus
Yeah.
harvest.
I mean,
'Cause
well,
it'll
it's
kill all the
happened
blossoms,
No, but
right?
it's happened before.
Because typically, if I recall,
It's a sign of the apocalypse.
The height of like when you can smell the orange blossoms.
Oh, yeah.
is like
They're-
May,
Usually April,
May, right?
May.
And if we get a cold snap, then that could really ruin it.
Well, they're coming out now.
Yeah.
You know, we haven't even picked off the sour oranges off
Yeah.
the ground
From before.
From before.
But it's weird because 2 years ago, we didn't hit a triple-digit day until late May.
Yeah.
And then this year, freaking middle of March,
Yep.
got to 104 degrees.
Oh yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. While the rest of the country was in a deep freeze.
Yeah. That's the thing is that I'm talking to friends in Florida. I was like, yeah, it was so hot. They're like, oh, we went to Disney World and we had to bundle up.
We had to
It's like,
bundle up.
what?
It was cold. Yeah, our family in Arkansas was
crazy.
snowing.
That's nuts.
Where it's 100 degrees here.
Okay, so speaking of Arizona, this last weekend was a biggie.
It
was a biggie. Let's watch this. Oops. Why do I? Okay. Yeah. Hang on. I want to get back here. All right, folks. Sorry for the technical difficulty.
User error.
Yeah.
Tonight in San Jose, it's an Arizona story. Tommy Lloyd and the Arizona Wildcats are headed to the Final Four.
So first time in 25 years.
Yeah, can you believe that?
I can't believe it's been 25 years since the last time we went to the Final Four.
That's
I say we as if I'm a U of A guy, but
no, but
Arizona.
I mean, but everyone, this is great.
We're
for
all
the
U of A
st-
guys,
Yeah,
right?
it's great for the state. People get weird about that. I live in all those worlds, so it's. I think it's fantastic. Tommy Lloyd's done a tremendous job. If you want a pure example of team basketball, I mean, you got all-stars all over that team, and what they've done is nothing short of incredible.
It's been amazing.
And what he talked about after the game, about how he addressed the team at halftime. You know, they said all the coaches said their piece, what they had to do, and then they left. They left the locker room, and for 5 minutes said, "Okay, this is your team. You guys figure it out." And so, you had guys step up and say their piece, and they came out. They didn't turn the ball over.
Man,
and Purdue was looked like deer in the headlights.
it was a whole.
And I
different
was
game
worried
second
because I
half.
was like, when they're down, the 2 losses they've had, which is unbelievable, they start getting in their heads, and
Yeah.
they came out, and it was nuts, but not as nuts as what happened the next day.
Yeah, this
Just when you thought that March Madness was crazy,
yeah, it
something
just
else comes
got
up that is
crazier.
even more loony.
Let's watch this.
Boozer, under 2 minutes to go. Duke up by 5. And a battle with Caravan and Gungba. They're going to call it on Caravan. There you go. String music on. And he missed the second one.
So it's 65-70.
5
Duke's
point
up
lead
at
for Duke.
UConn by
A minute
5.
45 on the clock. Stagger one side. Ball handed to Demery. Caravan. He fires off the mark.
He
Gang
misses.
rebounding. Ball comes
A
away with
huge big three.
We got a grab, I think, on K 5%.
Wow. Solo ball. Splits a pair.
Gets a free throw, so 70-66.
Jaden Ross
Duke's
back
leading.
in,
And Duke was up by more than 19
take a seat.
Is that
early in the
right?
game.
19?
Yes. So UConn has just whittled back.
Boozer trying to get it into Foster. He does. Full court pressure. Gungba. He's going to have to bring it across himself. He recognized it. And now into the hands of Foster.
And Cameron.
Trigger in and get it back to Foster. 14 to shoot. Boozer hops to the outside.
Tough match now.
Evans trying to set a screen there. Shot clock down to 5. Boozer loses the ball, and it's scooped up by Reed. Turnover, Duke.
An unbelievable
with
turnout. 1 minute to go. They're down
Few
4.
of those mishaps.
Meaning UConn is down 4. and they've
UConn
got the
down
ball.
by 4. Demery operating against Foster. Kick out Caravan.
Big three. Nails it.
Nails it.
69-70. 50 seconds to go.
He's been struggling. The confidence. The upperclassmen.
Yeah, and he'd been struggling
Step it
the
up.
whole game.
UConn
He
has
missed the one
cut it to
before.
1.
Yeah.
Minute before that.
42 seconds left. Duke and UConn have provided tournament thrillers over the years. We've got another one here. Trip to the Final Four is on the line.
Who's the bounce?
Boozer the spin. Boozer the flip. It's good!
So takes it in. 72-69. Duke leads. And this is where you're thinking, okay, Duke's
Yeah.
got control.
That's 20 seconds
27
left.
points, 8 rebounds. It's a one-possession
No
game.
way.
And a timeout call by the Huskies. Will go long for Demery.
Remember,
We're down to
72 to
24
69.
seconds left.
Ball's great going to his left.
UConn down by 3.
Gotta be in a hurry.
18 seconds remaining. Demery draws the big. Boozer. We're down to 14 seconds.
Nice switch. And
All you
they're
have to
trouble
do
deep.
is block
Demery,
out,
10
stay
seconds.
in.
So they fouled the right guy. Because he ends up
Misses
missing
it.
the throw.
He's down by 3.
And then he makes the
one.
second one. So now it's 70 to 72.
70. Duke, 10 seconds
And
to
this
go.
is
Bringing the ball.
unbelievable.
Gotta cut and run through the ball. And who better than this guy?
Get it into Boozer.
All you have to do is hold the ball.
Boozer, that ball deflected. It's
Deflected.
stolen by Mullins.
UConn gets it.
Caravan, 2 seconds.
Throws up.
Mullins tosses it up.
And
Boom.
it is a three-pointer from almost half
Point 3.
court.
UConn goes in front.
73 to 72.
Unbelievable.
March means drama.
The deflection, the reaction, and then the major legends.
You just can't make it up.
Yeah, that was just. That's why we watch March Madness. It's also blew up.
Well,
90%
Boozer,
of the
90% of the brackets went down. Boozer, obviously, with player of the year in many people's opinion, but
Yeah.
he really kind of came apart in that last 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Really came
it-
apart. Did not keep his composure in the way he should. He hit that last shot, and that was good. And then, but just
There was
not,
little you
not
could see.
think-
You could sense that there was some panic that set in.
there was
right?
all he had to do was dribble that ball across, and it's over. They
Just
have
run
to
the
foul
time.
him, and that's
Yeah.
it. And
Yeah,
it's
force
over.
the foul, and then it's done.
Don't make a lousy pass. They teach that all the time. Don't make a desperation pass when you're in control.
Exactly.
Let them foul you.
Okay,
And
so
and that now you've got what, Illinois, UConn, and Michigan, Arizona. That Michigan Arizona game,
that's going to be epic.
that should be the championship game.
Yeah,
And
and it whoever wins that game, I think the championship game is going to be.
it's going to be interesting to see if
significantly
Michigan
easier.
can run with Arizona, because if they need to put on the afterburners, they can.
Yeah,
But Michigan's really good.
they are. It's going to be a
Yeah,
It's going to be a great game.
And I know my mom's going to be there
Saturday
'cause
night?
That's what she does. She's going to be heading out to Indianapolis
Wow. All right.
along with a lot of other people I know. I will not be doing that.
You won't.
No, I'm not doing Easter in Indianapolis. There's just no way. There's just no way. I'm not that big of a fan. Now, back in the day, one great thing that Tommy Lloyd did there at the end during the trophy presentation was give a little salute to Lute Olson, who is the father of this feast. Obviously,
Yeah.
he is the one who put Arizona basketball on the map. First Final Four, first national championship in 1997 with Miles Simon and Mike Bibby and that crew, and so many legends have come after that. So this makes it all the more sweet for Tommy Lloyd. And Tommy Lloyd, they've got to, here's something political in some ways, they've got to get that contract done.
Yeah. Yeah.
And my understanding, and I don't want to. Is my understanding is that he and the athletic director are not on the same page. So I don't know where they are relationally. I'm not close enough for that. But there will be bloodletting in the streets of Tucson, Arizona, if she does not get this done.
Yeah, they need to.
Miss
seal that
Francois,
deal. They
get
need
it
to
done.
Seal the deal.
Seal the deal. It should be done. Whatever the outcome this weekend, you need to get that contract. Do not let Tommy Lloyd leave for North Carolina, which they are going to throw a lot of money at him.
They will throw a lot of money at him.
And it's North Carolina.
Yeah. I mean,
it's Arizona, but it's
North Carolina.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and then lastly, some little something happened over the weekend that got my attention that made me so happy. And I thought we'd include it in our little rant today.
You want to set this up or just go?
So this is the Juno Awards, which is the equivalent of the Grammys in Canada, our fair friends in the Great White North. And the Kings of the Great White North made a little appearance with their new drummer, Annika Miles, who has taken over for the late, great Neil Peart. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Rush.
Yeah. She can pull. You know, it's amazing that they still sound
so
as good as they
Getty
ever
actually
sound.
sounds pretty good.
For how old is
he's
this
gone up an octave and
He
or
has
two.
gone up an
He kind of
octave.
sounds in some ways and his voice will get better once they keep rehearsing. And she sounds great. They actually hired a keyboard player because Getty's like, I'm 70, whatever. I can't do all this anymore, and nor do I want to anymore.
Right.
Well, that was a time when they, and ladies and gentlemen, if you're not familiar with Rush and their music, they played all their instruments on stage.
Yeah.
So if there was a synth part, it'd either be triggered by a foot pedal or and Getty would have his Moog up there and he would play all those parts and play bass pedals at the same time he's playing the synth pedals.
Yeah.
Synth parts.
And sing.
And that was a time, if you ever want to watch that just as a historical reference, there's a concert video called A Show of Hands, which captures their Hold Your Fire tour. And it shows that in really well, him doing all that.
I mean, it is amazing because usually as you age, your range comes down. Like, I cannot sing as high as I did when I was in high school. You know, like, I used to be able to sing all of Aha's Take On Me.
Really?
But I cannot get up there anymore,
Really?
much to my chagrin.
See, I can hit some of the YouTube notes. I can hit some of the Getty notes, but not
all of them.
the fact that he can still do that and he'll get
amazing.
better as the tour goes on is encouraging to fans.
No,
So and that song "Finding My Way" that was their first song off their first album.
I love good music. I love good talent. These guys, it's interesting because I was talking to Professor Wissot at the game last night, and we were talking about the 80s and how much we continue to talk about the 80s, think about the 80s.
Well,
pine
musically,
for the 80s.
all these bands are touring again.
Yeah.
Yet there's new music too. Like, I'm, as many of my friends, I'm really a big U2 fan, as you are.
Yep.
And they came out with a little EP, on Ash Wednesday, and they're announcing a tour here shortly in 2027. So there's that.
Yeah.
And there's a little little band out of South Carolina, the biggest band you've never heard of, called Need to Breathe, and they just came out with a brilliant new album. And then Switchfoot from San Diego just came out with a single the other day, Wake Up, Mr. Crow, that sounds a lot like Rush.
Really?
Or Tool.
Man, no kidding.
So
Check that out.
It's 2026 is going to be a great year for music, for me at least.
Yeah.
And hopefully for you, ladies and gentlemen, get out there and see a live show.
Yeah.
There's nothing better than live music.
Nothing.
Nothing. I like nothing more than going to an arena or stadium or a small club and watching live music because it's something just really gratifying. And if you find a band that you love and you can follow and you can soak in their music, I mean, new, old, whatever, it's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's all good.
Excellent.
You
All
know,
right.
And communism and Marxism can't take that away
Nope.
from us.
They cannot.
Music is everlasting and worldwide.
That's right. And on that note,
please remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is a podcast about faith, freedom, free enterprise, the founding principles of our fair republic. Thank you so much for listening. Please like and subscribe
Like and subscribe.
wherever you enjoy podcasts.
yes. Thanks so much, folks.
God bless.
Take care. See ya.